Hey, my name is Mark, and we're here on stage at the Greenwich, and it's my pleasure to welcome Miss Kelly Richey here to the Greenwich. Hello, Kelly. How are you?
Thank you very much.
How are
I'm
you?
doing great. Thanks.
A lot of questions about you. This is blues guitarist extraordinaire. I did a little homework.
All right.
Have a few questions. I'm going to shoot a few things at you,
Great,
and maybe you can give me some answers.
Absolutely.
Kelly, we're known as a jazz club.
I
What
know.
What are you doing here at the Greenwich?
I've had a lot of people ask me what I was doing here as I've moved about. You know, I mean, the roots of rock and roll, which is where I started, are in the blues.
Okay.
And I think jazz is a more sophisticated conversation than the
All right.
blues.
All right.
And I think I complicate everything in my life. So I think, seriously, the blues rock style that I have, I've kind of spanned the gamut of fairly traditional blues
Okay.
to, you know, pretty hard driving blues rock. And I love jazz. You know, piano trio is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Stand-up bass, piano, drums, and seeing the bluest big, big band.
Sure. Sure.
I used to go down and I'd get reserve a table right in front of the drums and bass, and they were always on that side. There's nothing I love more, And so, my roots as far as what it is that I listen to, what it is that I enjoy, are very much there. And I
Okay.
have a deep respect for jazz and for blues, and I try to pay honor in my own way.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we are known as a jazz club,
Yes.
but we do have a presence of some other forms of music,
Sure.
some R&B, we do some blues. Sonny Mormon
Uh-huh.
has a monthly gig
Yes.
here. We're going to have you here through the winter
Yes.
on a monthly basis. Now, I know most of the time you don't play in Cincinnati. Now, I read you're from Lexington originally, and now Cincinnati's kind of your home base. But you are on the road quite a bit, and maybe this winter you don't want to be on the road so much.
Well, I moved here in '97.
Okay?
And I feel like I do laundry here, and I sleep sometimes.
Okay.
I've done, a lot, like over 4,000 shows in my career, and I tour all over the U.S., Canada. I've been to Europe, Australia. So I spent a lot of time on the road, and the last couple of years, I've really focused on playing festivals.
Right, right.
And not quite as much, constant touring for clubs. And I haven't played home, because Cincinnati feels like home to me
Right,
now.
right.
I just don't play as often as I'd like to. And so I'm writing for a new record. I have a new project that I'm going to be bringing here.
Oh, okay.
And I just, wanted to really spend my time kind of rebuilding my roots here, reestablishing myself in the community.
Okay.
And, so when I heard from you, it was like, man, this would be great. I'd like to make this my home when I'm in town.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
so.
I'd
Walnut
love to.
Hills is right now going through a bit of a revitalization. And here at the Greenwich, we're trying to bring a lot of different types of music, as I said, beyond
Yeah.
just jazz.
Yeah.
And so when we kind of connected, I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to kind of, increase our blues presence, which is something which is very important to me.
Right.
And at the same time, bring a very well-known artist like yourself.
Thank
Now,
you.
I did a little homework on you. Let me ask you this question. Your influences. Who would you say are the influences of Kelly Richey?
When I first heard Jimi Hendrix, that changed everything for me. I was raised in a Baptist church
Okay.
in the South, and it was a white Baptist church. And the reason I point that out is because our church was the first church to integrate. It was
Oh.
burned to the ground in '69.
Oh,
My
wow.
uncle was a preacher. My mom was a piano player. My aunt played the organ. So after that event, the African American community came and we held revivals together. And I saw the difference between white gospel and black gospel.
Okay.
I loved it. And so little did I know, some years later, I grew up playing piano and I played drums for a while. Some years later when I get a guitar, all of the music I was drawn to was the blues rock.
About
And then in my family, we had things like Engelbert Humperdinck and Roy Clark.
Love 'em.
Hee Haw. Yeah, I mean, great. But when I heard Jimi Hendrix, it was really something that I hadn't heard. And so, Stevie Ray, Led Zeppelin. But then I had the awesome opportunity to get to play with Albert King.
Oh.
And I was just young enough and dumb enough to ask him if I could sit in. And he said, if you show up with a guitar, yeah, you can sit in. And I played the whole night. Well, he had 2 sold-out shows.
Sure, okay.
And he sent me up. When I went in, he had on a sheriff's badge and a pistol in his lap. And I said, Mr. King, I got my guitar and my amp. And he said, you come in here, and we talked, and they came back to get him, and he said, you go on out there and kick off the show without me.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. And I stood up, I'm like, yeah. And he stood up, and he was like 6'5". He's huge, bigger than my dad. And he said, he looked down at me, he said, don't you make me ashamed. And
No pressure, no pressure,
At that time,
right,
I'd never
right.
played blues. I'd only played blues rock. And he kept me up there the whole night and left me there. And so that,
Wow.
and then about another 7 or 8 years later, I would meet Lonnie Mack, and ended up on stage with him that night.
Another
And
influence for you,
Yes.
right? Okay.
And Lonnie was a real mentor to me. You know, I'd call him every now and then, or he'd call me from the road, and he was hard on me. But he wanted to see me be my best. And so I always, yes, Lonnie, yes. You know, and so, you know, the gamut kind of spans, and I've always fronted, I've always been a power trio.
Mhm.
I had keyboards a few times early on, which really helped me kind of get my footing on stage. It gave me a little bit of grace while I kind of found my voice.
Okay.
And, you know, I love playing in a power trio. And now I've got a power duo, like Black Keys, White Stripes.
Okay.
And it makes me work twice as hard, and I love it. I've wanted to do this for ages.
Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand?
So this is what you want to bring to
That's what I'm
the
bringing.
Greenwich?
Yes.
And it's Saturday, December
Yes.
17th.
Yes.
Um,
Lonnie Buckley will be on drums with
Okay.
me. And he is a wonderful partner in this. I mean, he is schooled, and he is all that. And he's been working in the Kelly Richey band.
Okay.
And I'll still do versions of, you know, trio. I do a lot of solo stuff.
Sure.
With loops and beats. And then Lonnie and I it's going to be a power duo. And
so the shows are going to be different throughout the winter. People aren't going to know what they're going to
be
see.
dimensionally different.
Beautifully.
Same material.
Sure.
You know, just different approach, different. But it's going to be me doing it.
It's always you.
Everywhere I go,
It's all
there I
about
am,
you.
know? I mean, we're limited, and you know, by what it is that I do,
Mhm.
and but it frames the stage.
Showtime, 8 p.m.
Yes.
The
Yes.
first one, we have a series. You can check on Facebook to see what the dates are. But the first one is the big one, your debut. Debut,
Yeah, my
December.
debut. And I'll try to make it a point to not show that.
All right. All right. Well,
Yeah.
it's not that kind of a show. We don't do just anything here
Just
at the
anything,
Greenwich.
okay.
All right. So please, you want to check out that show, the debut at the Greenwich of the amazing blues guitarist extraordinaire Kelly Richey, December 17th, Saturday, 8 p.m. $10 admission. People get free food with that, so it's probably the best deal
Wow, and-
in town, huh?
In the whole region.
In the whole region for
Yeah.
sure. So we hope to see you
Website,
there.
kellyrichey.com.
Yes.
KELLYRICHEY.
Now, do you have before we leave? Do you have a CD that you want to talk about?
I have 16 CDs.
16. We don't have that long, but go ahead.
But no, I do. There's 9 of them that are in print, and they'll be with me. I have a new CD that's not quite a year old,
Okay.
called Shakedown Soul.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Everything is available on my website.
Excellent.
And I'll be playing, the majority of my music will be off my last 2 CDs.
Wonderful.
And then some of the Hendrix stuff, some of the blues stuff that I do, and all mixed up. And so you can check that out. And I also teach guitar lessons constantly. And so
You think you could teach me?
I can teach anybody.
I'll be a challenge.
I've had people, it's like, if they don't have hands, kick your shoes off. I'm in.
All right, can't wait to see you this coming Saturday. Take care.
Thank you.
Love is a powerful thing. Oh, I said love